Today, I want to talk about something most professionals overlook. You may believe your mood shifts are emotional, but many times they are metabolic. You wake up sharp. By afternoon, you feel irritated. By evening, even simple decisions feel heavy. And you assume you're tired, but the deeper question is what is happening biologically? When you consume high sugar or processed carbohydrates, your blood glucose rises rapidly. This triggers dopamine releases, and dopamine creates drive, motivation, urgency, pleasure. For a short period, you feel very productive, focused, sharp, but the body seeks balance. So, insulin increases to reduce your blood sugar level, and now the crash starts to begin. Now, talking about this crash phase, during a glucose drop, attention narrows, frustration increases, impulsivity rises, and patience declines automatically. So you interrupt this as stress. You start overthinking, you start analyzing stuff from different perspective. But your nervous system is responding to instability. This pattern repeats daily for many professionals, which explains inconsistent focus. Now, high performance is not built on spikes, not built on these small spikes, not built on this glucose additives or energy drinks or like that. It's built on stability, slow digesting meals, consistent hydration, and reduced sugar volatility. Helps maintain cognitive balance. When dopamine release becomes regulated, you don't rely on stimulation and execution becomes steady instead of fluctuating. Many professionals optimize mindset by ignoring metabolism because the work schedule at times are designed in a manner that they don't get enough time to move from their desk as well. So this high sugary products for short burst of energy or to fill their stomach is the only alternative. That is how the culture and everything is created and the mindset is also created in the work life balance. But we know better for us, and these are some things that needs to be taken into consideration very consciously. Now, true clarity requires both. When internal stability increases, external pressure feels manageable and decision fatigue reduces. And internal clarity also very much like I said depends on what do you consume, what kind of sugary product do you consume, and our main goal is to maintain the internal order because external stability is something which everyone runs behind, but the main idea and the main goal is to improve the internal stability first. Only after doing that external feels manageable. So internal has many different ideas to it. We have discussed through this podcast journey. Right now we are on episode number 14 and we have seen different angles through which internal regulations can be maintained. And talking about diet was also one of the most important aspect because high professionals are balancing that in their work life load. Similarly, we'll look into different things that indirectly and directly regulates your internal pattern and your internal loops because the main idea always remain to stabilize your internal order because only after that everything aligns and you start connecting to your true purpose of life. But the first step is always the emotional control and the ego control. Only after that one reaches the true path of enlightenment, and from there only forward the doors to everything starts opening one by one. Call it chakra root, call it energy leakage, call it dimension open, call it quantum physics, call it portal manifestation or gratitude. This is one of the reasons why people are so back and forth. People are able to understand that there's much more to it than what they are living into. There is much more depth into this universe. There's much more depth into their life and the perspective of their life and why they are here. But everything starts to dissolve, or this feeling starts to haze after a point of time, because they get involved too much with the external loops, and we start thinking about these external loops in depth day after day, time after time, but we completely lose path of what is going on in internal loops and what is messing up the system at a base root cause level, and we directly jump to controlling the situation and the outer situations rather than checking what is going on internally. And plus the misfiring of emotions, thoughts, and this feeling of certainty and uncertainty is all the mixture of root cause of everything. That is why discussion of intake of sugar components was also a key segment that I wanted to cover. And it has been seen time after time again through many research work that sugar is one of the biggest cause and processed carbohydrate food for blood flow blockages. Even in spirituality and science factor, it is said that it is one of the causes of blockage of these energy flow in your system. So directly, indirectly, it's an important topic that needs to be covered to understand these internal loops, because it's very important right now for people to understand what is this feeling they are getting of something greater than themselves, but the awakening is not happening. And the key idea of reset entropy always remains to help people come out of these loops what they face, and to help them understand their own purpose of life and the matrix associated with the whole consciousness level part of it. But once you see all this, whatever I've been talking about through the podcast channel, you'll slowly get to the attachment of your consciousness to yourself, and you'll start seeing these internal patterns and how all this affects the energy flow, and after the connection also it fades away. So until unless the energy flow is constant through all of you to around you, taking into consideration Joe Dispenza's many research work which he has done of coherence, this becomes an important topic for today. So if your energy feels inconsistent, examine patterns before blaming discipline. Internal order supports external clarity, remember that. And if you want to explore a structure reset framework, check the link below to decode your loop.